I grew up really enamored with the Arthurian legend. I had an Excalibur that I carved out of wood. Got a big log like this, and for hours and hours and hours, endlessly as a child, I carved this sword. My first obsession with film came from my love of John Borman's Excalibur. It was one of the really important films of my youth, and I watched those films over and over when I was about 6 or 7. I was sort of studying them. It was really instrumental for me in crystallizing this dream that I had of becoming an actor. To be now on set, and Londinium actually playing King Arthur myself is pretty wild.
Action!
He's a professional, he's technically a very good actor. Charlie and I understood what we wanted King Arthur to be.
For me, anytime you can do anything that limits the amount of acting required, you know, you're freezing cold, you're sort of angry, it creates a vibe.
Yeah, come on, let's do one more. Just get the boys in. Charlie wants one more pass. Here we go, rolling! Elegantly done, Charlie.
He has such a likable quality about him and such a regal appeal. You know, he goes from man of the people in the start of the movie into the born king.
He's got a charisma and an authority and a level of professionalism. One which I suppose is fairly obvious why he's a film star.
He's got the looks, he's got the charm. Charlie's got swag.
You know, there's always a lot of talk about my walk. I mean, you know, I got a big walk.
Still duck on water.
A lot of people think this is really funny and say, you just love to walk big because you think you're a gangster. It's not that at all. Practice walking, no problem. I do. It's a day in my life. One of my legs is 16 millimeters shorter than the other, so it gives me a bit of a sloping gait. That'll give you a You know, it comes off as just being, you know, being gangster, so that's okay.
It's the old flat tire, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Guy and I have first and foremost become really good friends, and sort of second to that is the creative relationship that we have.
People always say it starts at the top, you know. If your top people are good, then that spreads down. Everyone gets on so well, and everyone's always in a good mood, and that starts at the top, really, with Guy and Charlie.
Slightly cooler version of that. Nice. Keep your chin up and do the same thing. When you're ready, spin Charlie round.
So this is so much of who Guy is, and you'll see that in this film in one way or another. There was a moment where I looked at Charlie, I looked at Guy, and they were starting to look a little similar. They had the same sort of beard and the hair thing going on, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're morphing into the same person.
It's been an incredible experience working with Guy, making decisions in real time, deciding something's not working, and immediately coming up with a solution that's better.
Charlie, on the first bit, try one dry.
He took me aside and said to me, if you want one more take, you don't ask for permission for one more take. You say, we're going again from the beginning. And it made me think, you know, you're absolutely right. Like, don't compromise for any
Note.
And you know I pay my debts.
Good. One more from the top.
Mother. This is the last. Tell him it's the last one.
Where's the off?
So it's the block. It's such a hard block. For a stunt coordinator, Charlie Hunnam is probably one of the most dream of a guy that you could ever want to do a stunt film with.
Must be losing the lap behind you, yeah?
Yeah, f it. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe for the last piece, we could have a bit of time, just do some push-ups and some shit beforehand.
Okay.
So you actually can see my heart go.
I like that.
I'll shout for Charlie to stand up. Charlie will stand up when he's in frame, and then he's just going to go mad.
20 more, Charlie. Get down to 20 more.
40-minute fucking take, mate. longer.
It might be.
We've spent days in front of green screens with him and Martin, being pulled, being dragged upside down. Charlie kind of, he's totally up for doing it all, and he, totally wants to do it all.
Just hanging from my scrotum here, people. No rush at all.
I'm quite impressed with Charlie's attitude towards things. We looked out to see Charlie swimming around in the 4-degree splosh that was in front of us.
Ivan and I jumped into the freezing cold lake, and that became a tradition. Every morning we got up at 5:30 a.m. and did the plunge of death. I got three.
And then you run out again.
It's just cold.
It's, what, day 4?
Day 4. That's the type of stuff you do with your best pals if you were on holiday together. And to marry that vibe into work was very productive. Are we gonna work out or no? We don't really have much time to train one set for 14, 15 hours a day.
Go on, Charlie. Go on, go on, go on, son.
So, we've got to stay fit for the job.
It's funny to think this is my job.
There was a lot of set Olympics going on, a lot of pull-ups and rope climbing and push-ups.
All right. Fucking hell. That was good, cheeky 50.
Please don't say that's recorded. Every so often between takes we're doing some chin-ups. He's got his bench press there. Every so often doing some squats, bench press, and a lot of chin-ups, which has been really fun.
No, I'm not going to do them, because I don't want to embarrass everybody by doing 50. Did you used to dehydrate a bit on the days when your shirt was off? No, you didn't. Don't do any of that business.
Charlie, very, very easy to look after. He looks really good.
He's very, very gorgeous.
Have you ever been fat? I got fat. A couple of times.
Your definition of fat is not being ripped.
That's right.
They made me take my shirt off next to him to clean myself down one night. What a humiliating experience that was.
So I'd be morbidly obese in your language.
Just slightly.
I see the camera there.
Guy's been a great mentor. Gave me a couple of pieces of advice while we were working, based on a very astute observation.
I'm boxing clever here.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't want to be known for your actors. Right, so you want to be known for Charlie the actor?
Yes.
As a side note.
On top of that!
On the heels. Yeah, but you can't be abs first. No. Charlie second.
I love him.
Well, he has got vicious abs. Spikes a little bit of ego in me.
Guy's very, very strong.
Up he goes!
I don't know how his stamina is.
Me. See you later.
Although I'm sure, he's a pretty formidable unit. I think he's not to be taken lightly. But he definitely can't do a muscle-up. However dominant he feels when we're doing bench press, it all evaporates when we get on the pull-up bar. And that really is what separates the men from the boys at the end of the day.
It's a hell of a lot on your shoulders. It's one of those roles beyond human, whilst also being self-deprecating, funny, approachable, accessible. I mean, really, for a man as ugly as he is, it's quite incredible that he's attained this status.
Charlie's got presence. He's got everything you need to play a bad boy from the medieval times.
Charlie's immensely likable. He's an extremely talented actor. He's in impossibly good shape for this movie. He looks like he is King Arthur. He looks like he's a warrior.
It's been great to be around him and just watch him lead in a massive Hollywood movie with such ease.
He's generally a very decent, kind, thoughtful, talented human being who, I liked at the beginning, but I love at the end.
It's good being the king.